Hello, 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 you all. Come in, come in, come in. Hit that like, hit that share button. Bitcoin is doing its thing today at $105,000. Look like Bitcoin will be our world reserve currency. However, this live stream is about XRP. Okay, we have the court case, the court ruling that's scheduled for January 21st. And Judge Torres of July 13, 2023, the federal judge assigned to that case, has already ruled that XRP is not a security. XRP, when sold to retail investors, everyday working class people, right? But Ripple itself, Ripple is a security when sold to institutions, right? So we have XRP that's sold to individuals. We have Ripple that's sold to institutions. And oftentimes people don't understand the difference, right? They think that Ripple and XRP are the same, right? They are the same thing. And if you really listen, when you listen to interviews, especially when it's on news or media or fintech, when they are interviewing Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz, Chris Lawson, they make a difference between the terminology they use when they say Ripple. For example, this is the Ripple's logo, right? This is the logo for Ripple, the company, and I use this scenario all the time. And the logo for Ripple, the company, is a totally different purpose and logo than the XRP logo. I use this analogy all the time about Apple. Apple is the company, iPhone is the product. So what got me to thinking, why I started thinking about this today, is that I finally purchased the entire episode, you all, the entire episode of The Simpsons, season 31, episode 13, because when I'm using it or when I get clips and pieces from YouTube and I'm just seeing clips and pieces, it was a lot of just information left out and I couldn't put the whole pieces of the puzzle together. So I found a way to purchase, and I have a whole lot to say about that, you all. I have did the whiteboard equation all over again, what it really meant and what the Simpsons are, what messages Simpsons are sending in that concerning crypto, and really will decentralized cryptos like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Filecoin, and Dogecoin. Did their whiteboard configuration really equate to those cryptos, decentralized currency? Will it collapse? Will they crash? Right? Will they withstand a quantum financial system? So I have all my notes. So I keep some notes on my phone. And when I'm tired of writing manually, then I just type my notes in my phone, right? And so in purchasing that episode, I see another episode of Bart Simpson. And I'm going to bring it a little closer. And I see Bart Simpson has the Ripple, not XRP, right? The Ripple logo on his shirt. So let me break it down and tell you all what's the difference between the Ripple logo and why it matters, right? So Ripple Labs and XRP, they're not the same. I've already explained it, but they are intertwined. They are intertwined, and they work towards creating innovative cross-border payment system that streamline international, right, transactions. So I'm gonna make it plain for you. So Ripple Labs is a private American company based out of California, and I can get into California, but I'll leave that alone for right now. And they have a Ripple payment protocol to make cross-border payments faster and more affordable for bankers and financial institutions. Now, Ripple Labs bring in the blockchain technology to traditional finance. Now, XRP, on the other hand, is a cryptocurrency. And it is the flagship product of Ripple, right? Just like the iPhone is the flagship product of Apple. Now, originally designed these logos, Jed McCaleb, David Schwartz, the XRP is the underlying technology that's going to power secure international payments. Now, XRP originally was set out to be pegged by gold, right? It really was. There's a chart floating around that has XRP pegged to gold, XLM pegged to silver. When you think of that, I want you to think of John F. K, JFK, and Executive Order 11110, in which he signed to bring the silver standard back. So only gold and silver has been used as the bankers' money, right? As the feds of the bankers' money. Likewise, many people think the federal government, well, it's not federal government. Many people think the Federal Reserve and the government are the same, and they're not. And so I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to explain to you and teach you why this is important of knowing that Ripple and XRP are not the same. Ripple is the business responsible for developing and maintaining the XRP business, right? They are intertwined, but XRP is the digital asset that that's going to reinvent this financial system. Now, when you look at Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, these cryptos have the same logo. When you look at this chart, let me put this chart up. When you look at XLM, XDC, Algorand, they have the same identical logo. It's only Ripple and XRP different. Only Ripple and XRP are different on this chart. They're showing XDC pegging to copper and XLM pegging to silver, Algorand pegging to palladium, and IOTA pegging to iridium, right? Iridium. So when you look at this, it shows you clearly everybody else on this chart have the same logo except Ripple and XRP. So you would think that in of itself would explain to people that they are not the same, right? However, and that even though they're intertwined, so when you really listen to these interviews, they're going to use Ripple in connections with MoneyGram and etc. They're not going to say XRP, right? So with this being said, Bart Simpson had on the Ripple logo. Now, the Ripple logo looks like a popular symbol. It looks like a Celtic, like the Boston Celtics, right? The sports symbol is associated with the Celtic imagery. It's historically found throughout Europe and the Mediterranean. So this is that symbol again. I teach youth, I teach kids, and they have these things called fidgets that help them calm down, relax, and focus, like fidget spinners, right? Similar to fidget spinners and things of that nature. So they have this tri concept that means three. It means three. The skelos, meaning the leg, is used to represent movement. This is why we call fidget spinners, right? The three, the Celtic logo, progress, and the ability to overcome obstacles along one's path. Now, this is the logo for Ripple because they wanted to represent a connected and distributed nature and solutions, right? So now we have the XRP logo, which is famous for XRP Army and the X and et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is based off the mathematical principle tied together with financial conations. The X represents the multiplication operator that you learn about and when you was in, primary school, right? Multiplication, 1 times, 1x1 is 1, 2x2 is 4, et cetera, et cetera. So Ripple claims that XRP is blockchain technology on the consensus protocol, building one upon the other to create something bigger. So the X is also for global and cross-border payments, right? And cross-border payments. Now, with that being said, I thought about 1933 when the government made it illegal for United States citizens to own what's also known physical gold as the banker's coin. The government made it illegal for the citizens to own the banker's coin, the banker's money, right? And so I asked, well, why this price prediction about XRP, maybe $1,000, $10,000, the buyback price? What if SEC, just what if, because most people in the XRP army believe that it would be a negative thing if SEC won. So let me take you back to 1933 during the Great Depression. During that time, America needed more gold in their reserves to have an advantage, or to have more gold than any other countries, to have that power and prominence of having the world reserve currency. So what they did was pass a law, right? And that law, let me pull that up. It was an executive order passed, and it's called the Securities Act of 1933, right? So now the SEC is claiming that XRP operates the same way. See, history doesn't repeat itself the same way, but it often rhymes. That means it's very, very similar events that happen. So according to the SEC, Ripple Labs raised $1.3 billion from selling XRP to investors without registering it as a security offering, thus violating that law that was passed, or that act of 1933, the Securities Act. So the SEC now argues that Ripple Labs retains control over XRP, which makes it different from decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, the reason why the SEC says this is because Ripple Labs holds a large portion of XRP and actively promote it for sale. So the SEC believes that Ripple was marketing XRP as an investment tied to the company's success, which is Ripple. Now, the SEC also states that the funds raised from XRP sales to finance its operations to grow the ecosystem, benefiting Ripple Labs, right, and its executive. So they passed something known as the Howey test, right? The SEC passed something, or they have something called the Howey test, whether it's a test that they go by to determine if something is a security. So it involves an investment of money, if there's an expected profit. That's our XRP Army talks about, right? Expected profit. The profit comes from the efforts of others, which means Ripple Labs as well. And so the SEC says XRP meet those criteria because individuals expect this value to raise based on Ripple Labs option. Now, this is Ripple defense. They said, no, XRP is not a security. It is a cryptocurrency and functions like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if it has to function like Bitcoin and Ethereum, then it needs to be decentralized, right? Because the SEC has already deemed Bitcoin and Ethereum as not a security. So with this, they said that XRP is a digital asset that originally, that's why that chart shows it being pegged to gold, that it is used for a payment system. But if you listen to Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, now they're saying, no, XRP is not about the payment system. It's not going to be used for payments. It's not an investment contract. It's going to be used mainly for on-demand liquidity, for global transactions from the ODL, on-demand liquidity, which allows banks now to swipe out liquidity pools from assets, stocks, bond, commercial real estate, from banker to bank, no matter what country, what state, and cut out the middleman, which is the broker. And they have instant on-demand liquidity, like 3 to 5 seconds, right? And they're swiping out those liquidities. So Ripple says that the SEC failed to provide clear guidance on whether XRP was security. XRP, they said also, Ripple says that XRP has been publicly traded for years without prior intervention from the XRC. So why come now? Ripple says XRP is decentralized. It operates independently of Ripple Labs and has, decentralized network of validators. Now, this combats the SEC saying that this is a security, because if they have decentralized network of validators like Bitcoin does mining, right, to validate their nodes in their transactions, then Ripple is making the same use case. So Ripple highlights that XRP is used internationally for cross-border payments and is recognized as a currency already in the UK and Japan and Switzerland, and is not classified as a security. Now, with this being said, overnight, remember the Simpsons, right? We saw the whiteboard, we saw the moon, we saw them in their PJs. This happened overnight. So if the SEC wins, just if, not saying that they will, other cryptocurrencies will have a domino effect to stricter regulations overnight. Now, we know that only about 50 cryptos are going to be legit. Like all of these cryptos that we see available now, they're going to go away. Only the ones that are regulated, that pass the Howey test, or that are really offering utility and real world use cases are going to stand. All of these meme coins type things, pump and dumps, are going to go away, right? So if the SEC wins and rules against XRP, the value could potentially disrupt, it will increase their legal risk, but a Ripple victory will provide clarity, right, and framework for other cryptocurrencies. So, Ripple can be that this case can meet the standards for other cryptos. Now, the SEC could drive blockchain innovation and cryptocurrency projects outside the United States if they win. That means China, Japan, Russia, India, South Africa, BRICS would definitely have the upper hand. This is why Trump is saying he wants United States to be the crypto capital of the world and Bitcoin to be the superpower of the planet. Now, notice Trump made a difference between cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I've been telling you all, I told y'all, Bitcoin is digital gold. It's digital gold, digital store of wealth. Now, with this being said, if XRP win, we got 111 people in. Whether you are watching this live on the replay, I want you to hashtag 1111 in the comments if your hands are free. 1111, tap into that 1111 energy. I just watched a video yesterday from Fox 11 News about a man found $10,000 in cash, and the cash dollar bills were $1,000 bill hidden in the bricks of a home that he purchased and he was renovating. He was a contractor renovating his own home, and that's Fox 11, $10,000 bill. So tap into the 1111 energy, Deuteronomy 1 and 11. May the Lord thy God, the God of our ancestors, bless you and increase you 1,000x That's even bigger than Grant Cardone, right? 1,000 times more, 1,000x more. So if you're an XRP investor or holder, if the SEC wins, right? Appreciate that 111, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It could decline. Exchanges could again delist XRP to avoid regulatory compliance. Reduce market access would limit liquidity for XRP, right? If you purchase XRP, you can claim that Ripple sold unregistered securities and demand refunds or compensation. This is where we get into the buyback now. A class action lawsuit could happen against Ripple Labs or the exchanges that listed XRP. That's why a lot of exchanges delisted it, because they didn't want a class action lawsuit, except Uphold, kudos to Uphold, which we saw in the Simpsons season 31, episode 13 as well, the Uphold balloons. Now, and then XRP could be taxed. New tax for obligations such as capital gain tax could happen. Now, with this being said, there are some very, very positive things, because I tell you all the time, that graph that I showed you that linked XRP to gold, right? It has some significant things, because that was, I think, the initial purpose and plan for XRP was to be the world's payment system, like gold is, like physical gold is. So if XRP is deemed a security, most people think that's negative, and it may not be negative, because when the government purchased physical gold from its citizens in 1933, they paid them. Now, it was illegal to have the bankers' money, but they paid them. They paid them $20 an ounce. Now, if you were caught with it, because it was illegal, you were fined $10,000 and 10 years in jail. Now, when they bought it, they did increase the price to $32. However, the people got paid for it, and they got paid well. $20 an ounce, because it was only a $12 difference. So SEC win could, hurt the accessibility in the short term if you're holding XRP. But in the same token, the outcome may pave the way not only just for clear cryptocurrency regulations and sort out the weak from the strong, the real from the fake cryptos, but the buyback can be similar to gold being confiscated in 1933. That's why the buyback will be worth the security ruling, because that's going to spike the price high. This is where we get all this 10,000 XRP, $589 XRP, because they needed gold to stabilize the economy during the Great Depression. The money supply needed to be increased and support the US dollar under the gold standard. So if XRP is going to be pegged to a gold standard, it's going to look similar, almost alike 1933. So if you had privately held gold for the government, then they purchased it back, $20.67 an ounce. Later, after collecting the gold, they did pump the price, revalued it at $35 an ounce, and it devalued the dollar in doing so, right? And created a big profit for the government. That's why I tell people, if the government did it once, no doubt in my mind, it couldn't be highly done again. So a buyback scenario could happen, right? It will look it's going to look different in 1933. Again, history does not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So just as the government centralized gold to have control over the global reserve currency and to make the dollar the global reserve currency, it had to be centralized. So if XRP is centralized, Then the regulation under the XEC, it will be essential for financial infrastructure. And when you're talking about doing business with banks, honestly, they want a centralized currency. See, most people now in crypto, they don't like decentralized, because decentralized is something happened to your crypto, something happened to your exchange. You don't have a customer service to call. If you make a wrong transaction from your exchange to your cold wallet and you didn't do it correctly, your crypto is lost. So that's why many people don't invest in crypto, because they don't like decentralized. They rather have a bank secure their cash, and if something goes wrong with their checking account, they can call a bank, they can call customer service and get help. They'll rather a bank to secure their cash or their assets and to have customer service, right? So now XRP holders, you can exchange your holdings for a buyback, a fixed price, if it's legal compliance, and that fixed price can be high. It can be high. Now, as of right now, XRP is global. It's on a decentralized blockchain, which makes it hard. It makes it difficult for a single government to enforce to buy it back or confiscation, right? But I told you all, SWIFT is not owned by a single entity. They have 3,200 members. So Ripple, the technology, is going to collaborate, not replace, but collaborate with SWIFT, right? So international holders and exchanges outside the United States, they may continue to trade XRP. That will limit government control. However, you all, if XRP and Ripple technology became integrated to central banks and adopted for CBDCs, government may seek to purchase or control XRP to maintain control or sovereignty, monetary sovereignty. And this is where the big numbers come in. I've told you all, where there's smoke, there may be fire. Where there's got these babies waving at me to see me talking to my phone. Where there is truth, there may be a little lies. If XRP sales are ruled as illegal security offerings, Ripple might require to offer a buyback program and compensate US-based investors. Just think about it. It being a security will make it more valuable. Really price it. It's because David Schwartz has already said XRP has to be priced high, right? If I needed 1 billion XRP for $1, it will cost me $1 billion. But if I needed 1 billion XRP and it was priced at $1,000, then I only need 1 million. It only costs me $1 million to transport the same number. So what would you rather spend if you was a bank? 1 billion or $1 million? Now, gold has intrinsic value as a physical commodity. XRP value is utility driven, right? It's utility driven, and it relies on the adoption of financial or banks or whatever. I don't see that being a problem at all. Banks saving all this money, millions and billions, transaction being made in 3 to 5 seconds versus 3 to 5 days. That's a win-win. That's a no-brainer, right? Gold was an executive order. The XRP regulation would be executive order as well. It will be a securities law. And it will limit the scope of, government action, however. Now, again, let me make this recap for you. The buyback will be bigger than the buy-in. That's as simple I can tell you. If the U.S. government or Ripple Labs fixed a buyback price to resolve legal compliance issues, the buyback number would be bigger than the buy-in, meaning that if you bought it for $2 or $3, it's going to be way bigger than that. Now, a buyback may trigger some panic type selling. However, I'm going to hodl if, right? Nations might want to consider a centralized control mechanism, similar to gold's role during the Depression. And we are going to enter into a big financial depression. I've been telling you all, prepare for a World War III, because Trump has already said, if they dump the United States dollars, which BRICS is already doing, Putin and BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, China just had a meeting October 22nd last year showing the new BRICS notes. So you all I'm saying, summarizing this, is that a fixed price by central banks would make XRP stable. We know that XRP has to operate as a stable coin. It cannot be volatile. It cannot fluctuate for the global economy. So if it was pegged to gold, for example, during the Bretton Woods, gold was pegged at $35 an ounce during the Bretton Woods system. So what would if the pegging of gold, if that graph is true about XRP, and if it was revalued for all fiat, you all please listen to this. I'm not answering a question about XCN right now. I'm not answering questions about DC. I'm gonna look at these comments when I finish. I'm staying focused because I need you to listen and understand, or overstand, however way you like it to be said. If XRP was reevaluated to account for all global paper money, fiat money supply, it could, in theory, now I'm not, this is big numbers, but all I know it's going to be high. In theory, it could be from 37 to 50,000 per token. It can way past 10,000. This reevaluation, like they did gold, right? A high value asset for the movement of global capital. Now, I've gone on record and saying I don't see XRP being pegged to gold. But when you connect it to 1933 and fiat, the US dollar system was pegged to gold, and they had a buyback for citizens, because pegging XRP to gold would make it move too slow. It would slow it down tremendously. But the RLUSD being pegged and on XRPL ledger would be differently. And then XRP can still act as the global transactional token and ODL under Ripple's technology at the same time. So Ripple has already engaged in buying back XRP for the secondary market. They've already done it, right? The price is pumping now. What did people probably do yesterday or the last 2 days? They sold it. So when they know that psychologically, when they pump the price of it, people have been holding and hollering so long, they're going to sell it, not knowing and understanding the bigger picture of it. So large entities like the Bank of China, Ripple's role in the global finance, David Schwartz, Gary Gensler, SEC chair, emphasize the importance of a stable price for XRP if it's going to be used in the financial system in this way, if it's going to be used for a global world currency system and not just for the ODL. So if XRP becomes a cross-border payment system and not just used for on-demand liquidity, or central bank CBDCs, governments, or institutions might want to control its supply, you all, please understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I see one comment said Trump said no CBDC, but what do you think Trump is going to have to do when these other countries move to a CBDC? A buyback at a fixed price will make sure that XRP remains accessible and stable for large scale use. And again, the buyback will be bigger than the buy-in. Most people that don't understand this and don't connect 1933 to physical gold buyback from U.S. citizens think that if it was ruled of security, that's a bad thing, and that's far from the truth. It would be a great thing. A new financial system, a shift from paper money for fiat currency to digital blockchain. XRP is a bridge asset to this centralized system. So the central bank stabilizing and controlling of that. The central banks are going to want to control whatever is going to be their currency system. And in this case, token system. They want to control gold. That's why they bought it from the American citizens. So with this, the central bank bringing in CBDCs, increasing the regulatory. Listen, paper money is being done away with. Saudi Arabia is not trading in U.S. dollar anymore. To be honest with you all, the U.S. dollar has already lost its reserve status. It just haven't been officially announced it. Only 1/3 of the U.S. dollar has been traded for global trades. Only 1/3. So if you're a retail investor, and if you might resist, you might not think you want the buyback program, because you might be thinking that's going to undervalue XRP. However, unlike physical gold, XRP value is tied to utility and adaptation. So these other central bankers will adopt it only if they control it. They're not going to adopt a decentralized. They want control. They want control. However, a buyback now, and I am playing devil's advocate, is going to require all of these global financial institutions to agree on it. So I'm just giving you a different perspective to look at this if it don't go the way that we think it should go. XRP is a powerhouse, a cornerstone to this new financial system. But it's going to have to be high priced. It's going to have to be stabilized. And right now, XRP is saying it's decentralized, right? We don't know, but honestly, all I want to tell you all is that if it was a buyback and it was deemed as centralized, like physical gold is a centralized, because U.S. citizens were not able to buy physical gold. Again, let me research when. I think it was in the 70s. Allowed to buy gold. Haven't been long. Hasn't been that long. And that's why I tell people now that they has made it legal for people to get gold and silver. I mean, JFK was assassinated because he wanted to return to the silver standard, right? 1974. It was not until 1974 till the United States citizens were able to buy the centralized bankers' currency of gold. From 1933 to 1974, the government restricted private ownership of gold. Why? Because it was the bankers' money. In 1933, Roosevelt issued Executive Order 6102, which equals 9, right? That which is hidden will be revealed is what the number 9 represents. That was done to stabilize the economy during the Great Depression. Now, if you had jewelry or collector's coin, right, then you were able to keep it. And that's why a lot of people tell you all now that if you buy gold again and you need to go, overseas or out the country, have it in form of jewelry or collector's coin. And, with the silver, 0.999 ounces a round of silver is better, right? Because haven't you all noticed how many people are saying that they're moving to out other countries, outside the United States, and how much better that living is, they don't have to work as hard. They don't have as much stress, financial stress upon them. People are making videos, and we have social media now, so you can see it more than ever. They're moving to Thailand and Brazil and parts of Africa because the stress and the tension. Also, I want to show you all this. This sold out in over an hour. And I've been telling you all about silver right now is experiencing a silver squeeze, which means a lot of people have paper certificates, and they have companies that have large vaults that are storing their silver. But if those people ever gave them that paper certificate and said, and this will happen, this is going to happen, because once they see that the dollar is continuing to be devalued, it's going to return back to sound money. Listen, JFK, Abraham Lincoln, that blood has to be restored. Even Martin Luther King, when he started the Poor People's Campaign, and he said, we're coming to Washington to get our checks. That was innocent blood shed over wanting people to have the financial empowerment that those leaders thought that you deserve. Abraham Lincoln wasn't assassinated about slaves. He wanted to bring back the greenbacks. 6 months after JFK signed the executive order to bring back the silver standard and get rid of the Fed, he was assassinated. Martin Luther King, as long as he was saying he had a dream, it was fine. But when he said, we're coming to Washington to get our checks, months later, he was assassinated. Malcolm X was always for financial empowerment, teaching the Black and brown community during that time about business and economics. Always. Right? It's when you free people financially. And so this is the restitution. That's why this is the greatest wealth transfer. This is why this is the Jubilee the Bible talks about. Because this stuff has to be restored. Now, this Donald Trump coin, if you all are a member, I've been telling you all, go to my website, millionmoves.com, become a member. So when opportunities like this happen, you're already in the membership. This coin was exactly $47. It's 0.999 silver, only limit 2 per household. This is why I love this company in particular. You don't find things. This is what you call a collector's coin, right? That you can keep, because silver has been suppressed as well, and their price right now, 88-to-1 ratio, should already be $2,000 an ounce for silver. And guess what? You can purchase it for like $40, $47 in this case. It sold out in less than an hour. The Donald J. Trump 47 president, 1 ounce silver, 0.99. If it comes available again, if I can see it early enough to let you all know, I'll let you all know so you can get in an investment. Yeah, the beast system is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. It's not a joke. And actually, when I purchased season 31, episode 13 of The Simpsons, that talks about, that was released in 1997, Crypto Born, they actually talk about silver investing as well. I had to purchase the whole thing. YouTube only had certain clips. You couldn't find it anywhere where I can see the entire episode. But guess what? I was up at 5:00 a.m. watching that entire episode. So it is crystal, look, taking notes. It is crystal clear to me now what that episode brings out, because a lot of it you're not going to find on internet unless you purchase it, right? Okay, now I'm gonna take 2-3 minutes to read comments because as you can see, I have a destination to go to. Mexico would be the powerhouse. They store the most silver in their mines. People don't understand the power of holding silver right now. Is silver ever going to get near gold's price? I just explained it. Yes, I believe it will. That's why Wall Street bets had the silver squeeze. Physical silver, however, not ETFs, right? XRP is already chosen. Brad Garlinghouse has already said, been meeting with the. I'm just telling you all, if it is deemed a security, that's not going to be a bad thing. It's actually going to be a great thing. If you don't understand that, just go back and watch this video. I think that's by pegging it to gold and making it security, because gold is a security. You're going to see, I think, 5 figures buyback from the government for people that hold XRP. If you don't understand that, then I went back to 1933. That's my area. Back to the Future. I showed you what happened in the past to show you what's going to happen in the present. We will have a CBDC. WIC and EBT is that already. Universal basic income. Agree. I don't, Trump saying he's going to buy Greenland and all this stuff and the Panama Canal. He wants to stop CBDCs, but we're going to have it. We're going to have to shift from fiscal to digital money. Fiscal money has lost 98% of its purchasing power since Nixon depegged it from gold in 71. So that's why a pegging to gold for XRP on the XRPL ledger would be a great thing, because not pegging it to a commodity would devalue it, the technology. And then when quantum financial system kick in, then what? That already has patented technology. Each XRP you buy will cost $65,000. Jimmy, wow. Value Black Rock Swan Capital. The only way I see a $65,000 is it is deemed a security. I'm just being honest. Because these bankers, central bankers, are going to want control. They don't want everyday people. That's why I told you all about gold. I was like, they don't want everyday people having the banker's coin, the banker's money, or the banker's token in this case. So what's different from 2025 from 1933? But we'll wait. That's why people was like, oh, Judge Torres said it was not a security. But I'm telling you, if it was a security and you have it, 5 figures buyback can happen. Right? We have to lock it up in government custodian and be paid interest. Yes, please get your XRP off of decentralized ledgers. Lock it up in a cold wallet, one that's quantum resistant. I love the Lano XTX, if I'm not mistaken. Not the Lano S, not those little like USB things, the Lano STX. And make sure you are teaching. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Interested perspective for the buyback. If it was to happen, I have to get money back in the RLUSD. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You would probably have to get money back in the RLUSD, because at that point it's converting it back into the US digital, currency. And that's probably the plan for the RLUSD all along. But we're just thinking, yes, dollar cost average more like 10,000 XRP. Yeah, approximately how much? Somebody said 10,000. I agree with that. Somebody else said 65. I agree with that. Gary Gensler tried to do the retail investor a favor, but the scary pants investors didn't want to touch XRP at rock bottom prices, just like BTC at 40, and now it's a great thing. My people are in here. You getting it? Thank you. You are getting it, Ricky Ricardo. You know what I mean? People, and they probably unsubscribed by now, and I'm so glad. Like, please, like, because I need thinkers in here researchers, decoders, people that can see the bigger picture of how it being a security. And that's why, I used to go back and forth with people. I don't do that anymore. About what Judge Torres read. You can Google what she said. When sold to retail investors, it's a non-security, but when sold to institutional investors, it's a security. That's what it's going to take, for institutional investors to use this technology to do it. And it's not a bad thing, especially if you're hodling. But again, I don't know. Thank you for tuning in from New Zealand. Thank you so much. Hey Queen, you're right about XCN, just giving credit. Well, thank you. XCN was still in the green this morning. I didn't care. After I found out that BlackRock connection, I purchased some more this morning. I'm like, it's still cheap. It was still so cheap. I don't buy in the green, but I did this morning because I'm like, when I got the connection and that BlackRock could be connected to XCN, and then after I watched that Simpsons, and I was able to hear in the Simpsons season 31, episode 13, that Professor Frank said that he was going to invest in another investment in AI technology after he gave the Bitcoin ledger to Lisa and made her a billionaire. When I heard that, because again, I was able to watch the entire episode, I went in right then and bought me some more XCN. I really did, not financial advice. Now everyone is fear of missing out at $3 a buck is still a steal of a deal. I agree, even at $3, right? You all, let's get excited. This is the biggest web transfer. We have a pro crypto president. I still believe Bitcoin by the end of this year could see between 125,000 and higher, right? My strategy is to take my gains from my altcoins, roll some of that into Bitcoin, and then other into real estate, commercial real estate. ADA, also mentioned on the Simpsons, you all, ADA is doing big things. We could see a possibly $10 or $12 ADA by the end of the year. The Simpsons have already predicted a $36 ADA. I'm excited for ADA as well. XRP is the world special drawing rights, I think. And it's not going to be XRP ETF. Ripple is the new first body member of the world financial system. XRP World, kudos. Absolutely agree. You get an A for accuracy, a grade A for accuracy, and an E for excellence. How about that? Well, listen, we got New Zealand in, we got London, UK in. Thank you for tuning in from London, UK. I'm so happy. Uphold was only on the exchange, was the only exchange that did not delist XRP, and was and I was scooping it up at 40 cents. I by the truckload. Excellent. XCN, yes, D Hard. Thanks everyone for the 1111. January 21st is supposed to be the court date, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? Is that the court date? Trump being inaugurated on MLK Day as well. Inauguration, MLK Day, January the 20th. Wow, what significance? What significance? I'm talking about innocent blood that was shed over the fight to bring people out of financial slavery. When MLK said we're going to Washington to get our checks, he didn't last long. He did. When he started that poor people, see, they didn't care as long as he was just saying he had a dream. They didn't care. They let him make it. But when he started that poor people campaign and said, no, we want our people, we want restitution and reparations. In other words, he said, front us our money. You are oppressing our people. Poor People's Campaign. You want to learn about that in school, right? Okay, you all, Abraham Lincoln, JFK, you want to learn about that in school. Ricky, yeah, I did a live stream on it. Honest Coin, XCN, Rumor, Yep, Ricky, I did that live stream yesterday. You all watched that video. Somebody told me they couldn't even find a video on my channel anymore. So, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep talking about. I talked about how the onyx is a black stone. Larry Frank is over what? Black rock. So that is the rumor. Where there's smoke, there is fire. Symbolizes a black rock and has black rock invested. Thank you so much, Rodney. As well, I appreciate you all. Good to see you. Good to see you all as well. Smoke the game B. Thank you so much. He said, I love that you dropped that diamond on XCN 2 days ago. Thank you. You all, I love the love. Thank you all for all my subscribers. I'm logging off right now. I love the love. I hope that I brought that down to you, that if it is deemed a security and a buyback happens, not a bad thing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace, love. You all. Crypto, the greatest wealth transfer of this generation, is here right now. It's right now. Either, look, as they say in the South, either you're going to mildew or you're going to barbecue. What are you going to do? You're going to hold on to the valuation cash that overnight can be wiped away? And then we'll see bank runs and people trying to get in the banks, and then they have martial law enforced, and you didn't get your silver, you didn't get your copper. Now you don't have money off the grid. You all wait till I break down this Simpsons video now that I got access to the entire thing and not just clips of it. You're going to see some things that's going to be revealed. Love you all. Logging off. Queen out.